Hi, I'm Melanie Barr. Welcome to the She Built It Experience with Melanie. You're here because you want to experience the life and business that you crave. Join me as I talk to women who have successfully built it, a career and business that they love. We dive into the topic of how they built it and talk about everything from having the courage to make career leaps to the details of how to lead effectively, create successful teams, implement strategies for growth, and infuse tech innovation. Magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. So let's dive in. Kellie Royster is the CFO of SeaDream Finance and Insurance. She was raised in Palmdale, California, and has always loved playing sports and riding motorcycles and jet skis. She's competitive in nature, and in the business world, she is driven to succeed and win. Thank you so much for joining us today, Kellie.
Thank you for having me.
We'd love to know more about who you are and about your early career experiences leading to becoming the founder of SeaDream Inc.
My background in college is business, emphasis finance. So accounting classes, finance classes. And then I started out actually just bookkeeping when I was younger for contractors. So when we went for this, I had that background.
It's interesting. I started out as an accounting major and I ended up a marketing major because I was working for the Marriott hotels in college and they wanted to promote me. And they said, well, we want you to understand the audit. I did the night audit for 2 nights. You see if the numbers are growing. You can easily see if your business is growing and whether or not they make sense.
It teaches you the money in, money out, but on a technical format. So it's good for me to know I can just look at some financials and say, okay, we need our strengths here. We have weaknesses here.
Tell us about SeaDream Inc. What is it and how did you come up with the idea?
Well, originally we decided to start just insurance. And we were working along a friend that was just doing the financing for a couple boat dealerships here in California. He kind of fell to the wayside. He just really didn't have the knowledge to move forward. We took that idea and just grew from there. So we picked up more dealerships. And then we thought, okay, we just acted as their financing company, but we took it where, okay, we could become a direct lender. So we just grew from the small to, okay, let's expand from California to Nevada to Arizona. We became more direct than it is using somebody else's licensing in a sense.
And who are your typical clients?
They range from people that have great credit. They range from people that don't have so great credit. So we have different lenders to facilitate any type of buyer. You have the recreational buyer for motorsports, and you have the buyer that's RVing with their family. And we're national now. It's recreational financing, anything fun pretty much. I finance fun.
I love it. From your background, you took what you love to do and made the leap to make it into a business.
Exactly. And the collateral that we are financing, I have a high knowledge about boats, RVs, motorsports. So it's easy for our departments to learn the underwriting aspects of the company.
I grew up in Missouri, and so we used to build jumps in the woods and jump our four-wheelers. Looking back, I'm not sure if that was the most safe thing that we could be doing. We'd take our trucks into the woods and get lost and sometimes have to call for help to have the truck towed out. My first job ever was at a boat dock renting out jet skis and Sea-Doos. And I remember one time I was going on a date in high school, and my friend said, oh, we'll just go out for a quick ride. And I said, well, I'm dressed and I'm ready to go out. Don't dump me in the water. And of course, she dumped me in the water. I was so mad. I had to go home and change my clothes.
Right.
But tell us about your experience growing up. You played sports. You've always been competitive. And how does that translate into the business world for you today?
Well, being competitive in the business world definitely makes it a positive thing because you pretty much want to win and you want to succeed. It's winning that race, or is the same thing as on the business side. And what's winning is making money and producing a company that does well financially. Growing up, racing motorcycles, BMX, playing soccer, jet ski racing. When I became into business, that side of it helps to just keep pushing and pushing. And I was out to dinner the other night with a friend, And she's an artist. And I asked her, being an artist, it's got to be tough to get into galleries. And how do you get out there? And she says, Kellie, I am tenacious. And that word, I was like, that's what it is, to be tenacious and just persistence and keep pushing even though times get hard.
Tell us about the growth of your business. You started out just in California and you've had this amazing expansion. And I know so many friends during COVID, and we even thought about buying when we didn't, went out and bought a boat or an RV. So can you tell us about your experience? I think you might have a positive experience because of COVID.
Right. When this all hit a couple years ago, we were very uncertain on what direction we would go. People are going to lose their jobs. You can't go outside. What's going to happen? And then we were very nervous at that point. And a couple months later, we just started seeing more and more and more people, majority RVs, wanting to at least take their families outside. There's no more baseball games. So they want to at least be outside and taking their families somewhere. You can't get on a plane. My co-founder, he does most of our branding. And the branding side, he does through Google search. It's in finding out your client, which you did an article on it, to see who your audience is. 2 years prior to COVID, we focused on our RV business because we really hadn't been strong in the RV. We were strong in boats and motorsports. Okay, let's just focus on RV. And he did a great branding with it 2 years prior. So the brand was ready to come up during COVID because people were at home Google searching. So that's
I did.
Yeah.
And so many people I know did. I thought, what kind of RVs are there out there? And I had never done an RV search before.
Right. We wrote an article on steps on how to buy a used RV. So that search just put us on the map. And that's what got us to this point. But the last 2 years of growth that we've had, more so in the last, I would say 18 years, was so quick. We were not prepared, but you just have to do it. I hired more people. I remodeled my office to accommodate the new employees. The training was training during the busy time. I never left my office, to be honest with you. I don't really remember COVID the first year because I went to work every day and I never went anywhere because all I did was work.
Right. No one was going anywhere anyway. But look at the benefit that you've been given. It just seemed like everything aligned with everything that happened after that. And you know what? You are also helping people because we needed to get outside.
People were very emotional about their purchase. We'd have people cry. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how great this feels for my family. So it was a very emotional time too for all of us because even with all of our kids going through everything they went through, now we're at a point where we have a good crew, we have good employees, and they love it here.
What is your approach to management for staying on task and for motivating your teams and the people around you?
We call it the SeaDream team. We are a team. My business partner, Tom, and I, we don't individualize ourselves. It is a team effort. Every single deal is a team effort. And it is true. Every deal touches everybody's hands. So it is a team effort. So when we do a good job, it is a team win. I think that's why we succeed. We've always wanted to be more than just finance management and insurance. So we went out and got our licenses, lender's license, our insurance licenses, and California dealer's license. And we went and approached lenders with our idea. We're very unique in a sense. We can facilitate a private party sale, but we're just the financing company. And we built a national database of tax, title, and licensing to make sure that this unit is properly registered and liened in each state. And we built it from scratch. There's nobody really out there. It was a unique task. We just did it. It was just one thing after another, one bank after another we became a lender for. And then we thought of new branding. Let's finance off-road vehicles. And we started with boats. So that's how SeaDream Inc. came about. And then motorsports, like, oh, let's go finance motorcycles and off-highway vehicles. They're so popular. And we started Motorsport Loan 6 years ago. We've always been able to do RVs, but we've never really branded it the way we did 3 years ago. So ups and downs, of course, through 08 and 09, you have to restructure and start from the beginning almost. And you just get through it and keep your head high and look at the next challenge.
I still love how you took a passion and went that direction in business, because the challenging days and the obstacles, the joy seems to probably outweigh that.
Oh, absolutely. I have an off-highway vehicle, I have a street bike, and I have an RV.
Where is your favorite place that you've been recently in your RV?
I recently went to Havasu and I bought a stand-up jet ski. I don't know what I was thinking, but I did, and I love it.
Nice.
I actually have not been on the water on a jet ski in 25 years, and I'm really enjoying it. And I love being out there on the water and camping.
Especially when you work as hard as you do and you're an entrepreneur, you've got to have that downtime and time away.
Oh, yeah. And some of our motorsport shows and so forth I love doing. I'm more of the groundsman on the branding for local events because I love going to the races. I love doing all that. And I'm working. I'm that part of the company as the physical branding.
What gave you the courage to launch and open SeaDream Inc? What made you say, I'm going to make this leap and launch this business?
My dad is a very successful businessman, and I think I get a lot from him. I don't see failure. So I just don't see failure. I don't want to fail. So I push and push. So I just knew wasn't going to fail. So I'm just going to do it. We just took the risk. I just had a brand new baby, just bought a house, and let's just do it.
I love that. And with your background in sports and all that you enjoy doing, you have to take a certain amount of risks. So I'm sure that plays into your business world.
Yeah, especially racing, you have to push to a point where it almost scares you. It scares you sometimes. And business is the same thing. Mm-hmm. It scares me sometimes, but it's a good feeling too. You have to do it.
It's so interesting because I can see that in you as we're talking. You feel that fear, but you do it anyway.
Yeah.
How has your business shifted over the last year? We talked about it a little bit, but how have you handled the growth? You grew quickly.
Very quickly. Doubled it in the first year, and we'll quadruple it this year.
Wow, that's incredible.
It was tough because we were not ready. Manpower-wise, we were not ready. We knew that we had to hire more processors. We knew that we had to hire another underwriter. A lot of it was people we knew. We like to keep it as a family business in a sense.
A trusted referral.
Right. And it worked out well. 3 of our new hires are great. The training part was a little difficult, but we got through it, and we have intelligent new employees. So it worked out well in a sense. Them learning fast. They had to. They didn't have a choice because every day was more and more and more. And there is some parts where mistakes and, you just go through them. And
we're human.
Right. There's going to be mistakes made, especially because the knowledge wasn't there on the new employees. So we were persistent.
Good for you. Tripling your business. It's incredible.
Thank you.
Magic happens when we focus on the part of ourselves and our business that brings us joy. What is one tip that you can leave with us today about how you find and live your joy?
My day is very filled. I really don't have a moment during the day to pause, and they're tough days. The joys are receiving a great review from a customer and him saying, I just have to say, you've done such a wonderful job. That is great to hear because that means the company's doing well. That is the wonderful part of business, the joy that it brings, making people happy. Personally, going home and relaxing after a day is my joy because then I know the next day is going to bring the same kind of day I had before. It's very fast paced, as long as, I've been trying to, I didn't even remember I had an appointment last week.
Right. I was glad you were a week ahead.
My head's always, with 2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 turtles, 2 kids, and a house and a business.
It's a lot. I hear you, and everyone listening hears you too.
Yes. One of my employees lives at a little bit of a distance, and I sit down with her. I always tell her, I want you to be happy. If it isn't with me, I always wish you the best. I want you to stay your great employee, but she drives a couple hours. I always say that what's first about your life should always be yourself. If you're not happy with what you're doing, change what you're doing, because then you're not happy in life, in a sense.
And that makes you a great employer because you care about the people working for you.
Absolutely.
And when you do that, people are going to work so much harder for you. And so it's so great that you say that to her. And I completely understand unwinding after a long day.
Yes.
It's so important. And really finding those things that fill you with joy, because the next day is going to be so difficult.
Right. Correct.
So finding those moments of joy, so important to keep us fueled and moving forward.
And what makes me happy is our employees happy. It's important.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Kellie. Tell us how and where we can find you and your business.
It's all online. Our business is pretty much 100% online. It's SeaDreamInc.com, which handles all our boat business. Motorsportloan.com handles all of our motorsports, off-highway, street bikes. And then Great RV Loan is our flagship for RVs financing.
If you are new to She Built It, we'd love for you to join us. We offer community memberships, masterminds, innovative virtual events, and meaningful connections to entrepreneurs and corporate leaders. Please also check out our She Built It shop, curated products from women-owned businesses who put their heart and soul into their beautiful and innovative products. We offer She Built It business consulting and the She Built It blog. Thank you to everyone around the world who joined today. Thank you to my editor, Rich Streffolino. Please download and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And until next time, together, let's let nothing stop us from experiencing the life that we crave.